What's going on, everybody? Hey, before we get going with this video, if you need some quick money, you definitely want to check out Instacart right now. They are exploding all over the nation. They're pretty much one of the biggest forms of business right now. They actually have so many deliveries available, then there's just not enough drivers to give them, that some of these deliveries will sit for over a day before someone actually completes them. So you definitely want to check out Instacart. It's really good money right now. We've also got a great promotional code to offer, so check out the link in the description. You could get a bonus of up to $1,000 depending on your market for doing 100 to 125 deliveries in your first month. That's like 4 to 7 deliveries a day. And what else do you really got to be doing right now? So definitely want to check that out, especially if you're in need of some money because of tight times. That is going to be your best bet for making money right now. All right, on to the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Rideshare Hub video. My name is Greg. Hope you guys are doing okay, staying safe, staying healthy, and taking every preventative measure and caution you can. Crazy times. So yeah, what I'm doing for you guys today is I'm not sure if this is going to be like a 2 to 4 part series or what, but I'm going over basically the main questions that we've been seeing a lot of you guys send in, email in, and comment as well on basically the stimulus bill. Obviously, when it comes to money, everybody's interested. So it seems there's still a lot of confusion out there. So I have already applied for the benefits. I know the whole rigmarole with it. So I wanted to go over just some of the biggest questions, and I'm just going to answer them, and hopefully it's advice that can lead you guys a step further in getting it yourself. I've said in past videos, like this is a no-brainer. There's just no reason you don't apply for this. I mean, unless you are like money in the bank, no worries in the world, and you had no problem taking the time off from driving. That's phenomenal for you. I would guess that's 0.01% of Uber and Lyft drivers. So that being said, if you guys are still out there driving, I would really recommend quitting and applying for these benefits and maybe taking a little bit of a financial hit until you get the benefits, but it's a no-brainer. It really is. So let's just jump right into this. So how do Uber and Lyft drivers file for unemployment? That's obviously probably the biggest question. It's just, how do you do it? How do you get signed up? How do you get the money? So the very first thing is understanding if you qualify, which is pretty much a yes for every single person, but there are going to be some people who don't. So we need to go over that real quick. So the only people who aren't going to qualify are people who can't prove that they quit because of what's going on. So what that really is going to be is if you haven't given a ride since after January, you're more than likely not going to qualify. The reason being is none of this was really in the news or stuff too much yet before January. So you're not going to really be able to show that that's the reason you quit. But pretty much anyone else, if it shows that you stopped driving after January, you're pretty much good. And I'm sure there's some scenarios, I mean, there's going to be gazillions of submissions for this, so there's going to be some scenarios where they're going to decline people, I'm sure. But if you were relatively close to being a full-time driver or even a really consistent part-time driver, you're going to be pretty much fine with this, especially if you quit somewhere in February or March, then you're totally going to be good. So anybody else, though, I would still apply. There's no reason not to. I would still give it a shot. But keep that in mind that if you quit before January, you're probably not going to be qualified. You need to be able to show that you quit because you were afraid of getting sick or getting a loved one sick because of what you do. So that's pretty much every driver, like I said, that has been driving after January because, I mean, even if you quit for different reasons, it's going to look like, you just stopped driving because you were nervous about all this. So that's why I have a separate video too where I said, essentially everybody should just stop driving right now. You're not making any money out there anyways. So let's go over something else. How how much will Uber and Lyft drivers get in unemployment? That's been another big thing, is how much money are we going to make? We're excited, we know we're going to make money, now we want to know how much. It's probably derived from our mindset of like constantly wanting to know how much we make on each individual ride or something. But it's going to vary, but the one thing that is pretty consistent that I've seen is that you will get $600 a week. That's what it was listed as for kind of gig economy workers, which is Uber and Lyft. I don't want to get too excited about that, even though I'm pretty excited about that because it's way more than I thought we would even get considered for. But what we're hearing is that it'd be $600 a week along with a stipend. And I don't know what that stipend would be, but like a weekly stipend along with it. So like for me, I was like, hey, that's fantastic because I have very minimal bills and I still have some other, my online business is still bringing me in some money, but like I would be totally set if that happened. And I keep laughing because I feel like a majority of drivers are not making $600 a week, if even more. I think they've even done studies on this, and like the average driver made like $300 a week. Now, the average full-time driver is one thing. That's a whole different, level of criteria, But I was laughing super hard because I was just like, there's no way that 80% of Uber drivers are making $600 a week. I'm willing to bet my stimulus check on that 80% of drivers are not making $600 a week. So it's another reason why this is a huge win. And it is pretty awesome, being that like Uber and Lyft have never really done anything for us, especially along these lines. Anything that even sounds like benefits, they're like, oh, whoa, we don't want to treat them well. Are you crazy? So, and I say that very sarcastically because it is a very easy job. But for a lot of people, they really needed benefits a while ago. So now it's cool because the one silver lining for us from everything that's going on is it's showing how much we get left out of everything, So that's the one thing I have liked with what's going on is it's highlighted a need. And the Uber CEO did write into President Trump, and when he was going over this bill, he just said, hey, please keep in mind, these drivers. They've got nothing, and they're in a very interesting demographic where there's no one who can really help them. So pretty cool that he did that. He did manage to chirp in something in Trump's ears about how we still need to be treated not as employees, though. So maybe that was his whole motive. I really think it was, like, hey, why don't you look out for my guys? But by the way, don't ever put that burden on me. Like, you give them money, but I'm not ever going to give them more than they deserve. That's for sure. So he did do that. But yeah, it's cool because it showed the need that we have. I did really like that. That's kind of been a message that's come out of this, is that we kind of get left out to hang, So, yeah, all that to say, it's going to be $600 and a stipend that is not clear yet. How to claim your stimulus check as an Uber and Lyft driver? That's been another question that's been really big. Probably the most confusing question. So the simplest way of answering this is I don't really know how to claim it. I know that these checks are going to be sent out. I've also heard that it has to be direct deposit. I've heard that it won't be checks, but that it will actually be going straight into bank accounts, which is awesome. I was thrilled when I heard that. I was like, hey, even better, So that would be another thing I would say to have set up. If you're an Uber and Lyft driver, I'd be really floored if you don't have a bank account that takes direct deposits set up by now. I've been wrong before with a lot of you, though. So, but that is pretty much all you can do to claim it, unless you guys were meaning that question in like how to, I guess, file for unemployment insurance. And the simplest answer for that is it's going to vary by state, but essentially if you Google your state along with unemployment insurance, unemployment benefits, anything that sounds like that, you're probably going to get taken to the right place. When I did it, the website was a little funky. I had to search around and figure it out for the most part. It probably took me literally like 20, 30 minutes. But ironically, I don't consider myself the most internet savvy person. So maybe it was me being an old soul and not knowing how to find an easy to find button to start the application process. But that's basically what you do. And after that, it's just going to depend when everything rolls out. I would personally probably not expect it for another month and a half, 2 months. I know that's really alarming for you guys, but like, I want you guys to understand there's not a ton of risk. The biggest risk you have right now is getting food on your table. Why do I say that? Because you're not going to get evicted right now. You're not going to get any utilities shut down right now. I mean, these are laws that are being passed that like you can't really get in trouble for anything right now. Most banks are doing like mortgage loan assistance with also like no overdraft fees. I've even heard a lot of people are getting no interest loans towards their small businesses, their homes. So what I'm saying is there's really not as much risk financially for us as you think. And I know that like, I don't know your situation. Granted, I don't have, a family with kids. I know that's a million times more stressful, but I'm telling you, just focus on getting food on the table. Everything else will be taken care of. But make a lot of phone calls, Call your utility companies. Call your rental assistance programs. Make sure you're actually reaching out and explaining your situation. Everyone I've talked to that's talking to their apartment complexes and just explaining, hey, I don't have work right now. They're always like, hey, no problem. Just pay it when you can. That's pretty much the message going on. So you're safe. You don't need to worry. I got through 3, so there are going to be probably 2 more videos like this with the 3 main questions, with some of the main questions going around during these times. So hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon.